In every brick lies an epic of workers' hands holding chronicles of flame, rebirth, resurrection, arrival, anticipation of industrial milk and honey. From Caucasus and Carolina, Krakow and Appalachia, Michoacán and Ibandan, Dublin, Seoul, Osaka, Kuala Lumpur, Port-au-Prince, Calcutta, Mecca and Mississippi, Nicosia, Sarajevo, Manila, Asunción, Tianjin, and Tripoli come dreams. Each surviving prairie seed raises Potawatomi. Each bridge, Baptiste, every column of steel speaks of 8-hour days, of James named Adams, Haymarkets and Hamptons, Pullmans and...
This is our first family celebration, and on each table you will notice a proliferation of creativity. The centerpieces have all been created to tell the story of something which is alive and growing in this city. Welcome to a great celebration. It looks like the kingdom is in the room, and the youngest members, whose bus was somewhere over the rainbow, got them here, not their fault, a little bit tardy. So we apologize for the salad course coming before the prayer for the salad course, but I'm certain that Danny Davis can recover us in the sight of the Lord before it's too late.
Dear people, we pause to thank you for the food which some of us have already begun to have. But we thank you more for this moment. We thank you for the life, the creativity, the imagination, the spirit, and the wisdom of Bliss Brown. We thank you because you have shared her with all of us, and she continues to teach us that as great as our city is, it still has greatness that is yet to be. May we forever stand true to our God and true to our native land. Amen.
And the work of Imagine Chicago, which many of you have experienced directly, and some of you I know nothing about, has been to challenge people and institutions to understand and imagine and create the future that they value. And that requires a lot of life-giving connections. Okay, everybody under 21, on your feet. Everybody in the room under 21, on your feet.
You all are the future of this city. Yes, you all are keeping the hope and dream alive. I'd like to thank you all as I reach the twilight and the end of my youth.
Thank you, Jim. And let's drink a toast to the future who just stood up.
Important point, the future is in this room. It is the people under 20. You are the future. You are different because Bliss and others have had imagination, and we have confidence. Thank you, Bliss, for making this possible.
Imagine Chicago provides us the opportunity to develop our leadership skills, to enhance our creativities, and make visible differences in our multi-ethnic community in many parts of the city of Chicago's.
We started with Imagine Chicago back in 1997. I'm the mother of a vision that we truly can change the mindsets in the Inglewood community and improve the quality of life for all. And we are here tonight to say thank you, Imagine Chicago, for you have given us the tools to do the job that need to be done in Inglewood. We started out as a one church, one school partnership. We attended a class of citizen leaders at Imagine Chicago. Out of that was born Family Health Night was our project. And out of that was born Imagine Inglewood If. Imagine Inglewood if the streets were safe, if there were no drugs and gangs.
Our mission, Imagine Inglewood If, a community based on organization dedicated to seeing the citizen leader process owned by the Inglewood community. We salute each and every one of you for bridging our linkage to Imagine Chicago. We thank the Almighty for this opportunity to share in our joy of bountiful harvest on this evening as we go forth and continue the work that He has sent us to do. Thank you, Bliss. Thank you, Imagine Chicago. And thank all of you for being a part of the wider community that shares the same vision, a better Chicago. Thank you.
Chicago does some things really well. It actually does foster imagination. Some of you remember Len O'Connor, the sort of gruff newsman who would come on every night on Channel 9. He was fond of saying, you know, Chicago loves a reformer, and we'll give you guys, every one of you guys, one chance to screw up. And well, we've invented things in Chicago because we had the courage to imagine that it was possible to overcome the economic and political situation that we find ourselves in. We had the courage to invent very tangible kinds of things, utilities and roads and buildings and what have you. But we also had the real courage to invent new forms of organizations and community that could really make the difference. So when you go around the country, you shouldn't be surprised to find out that people say Chicago's the place where people take charge of their community destiny. Imagine Chicago is one more example of that.
Bliss and Dick Lukey and people from Imagine Chicago challenged us then to make the museum a place where people would not just come for one visit or two visits or to see our wonderful dinosaurs, which I know you all want to see, but to really develop a relationship with us, a deeper relationship, and a way to use the resources that we have here that we can put at the disposal of Chicago and the work that all of you do every day. And so we're very excited to continue this relationship with Imagine Chicago. We've done such wonderful work through the Imagination Network, through the British Airways project, where we created inspiration boxes that go out to the schools, through the work of the center that I represent and the Urban Research Initiative, and we just hope to continue that relationship and to have the museum be a place that is part of this wonderful project to be a positive force for civic involvement in Chicago. Thank you.
Company, I want to thank you all for coming this evening.
I don't want Sue to feel lonely, and so I'm trying to find people whose forearms match Sue's. Bob, you're a likely candidate.
Thank you.
Good for you. Now, who's this here?
Nothing but blue skies do I see.
Yes. Okay. Anything else? Power stance from her daughter. That's great. Let's go. Oh, make sure you watch a little bit and see what's happening around you. What do we do after this?
When's the sailboat?
Thank you. Sailboat. Excellent. This is what you want.
musical tribute by Rosalind Jordan, which will be performed with students from John Hope College Prep.
An image of you and me. An image of hope and unity. An image of you and